Hey y'all, so I'm hanging out in my kitchen and I have decided to make a gluten-free, electric, Dr. Sebi approved flatbread. I have just finished a fast and I have been wanting something to eat with my hummus and guacamole and stuff like that. And I've also just been missing bread because I don't really eat bread. Spelt is on the list, of course, the approved list of Dr. Sebi, but spelt is not going to work for my body. So I need something that is going to be easier ancient grain for my body to digest. So I found a recipe for a 2-ingredient bread, and the 2 ingredients are quinoa and water. Yeah. That is pretty awesome in my book. So I'm about to attempt making it, and I wanted to share it with you. The 2 main ingredients you will need for this bread are quinoa and water. You want to just do the same amount of water for quinoa. I have 1.5 cups of dry quinoa measured out here, and I have soaked it overnight, so it's up to like 2 cups now. But I have 1.5 cups of water to match the 1.5 cups of dried quinoa. And then I just have some herbs that I will be using to season and flavor. So I have dill. I'm really in love with dill right now. Sage, oregano, thyme, and then I have some sesame seeds. And these black seeds are called nigella in Italian, which is, I got them in Italy. But they're basically black cumin seeds, and I'm pretty sure that cumin is on the approved list for Dr. Sebi's Nutritional Guide. So I will be using these sesame seeds and black cumin seeds on top, just really for decoration, but also for whatever, nutritional benefits that the seeds have. It will just add a little bit of crunch to the bread as well. So I'm adding a 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of thyme, 1/2 teaspoon of dill, 1/4 teaspoon of rubbed sage, and in the middle I have about 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. And I just decided that I am going to add a little bit of blue agave nectar just to taste, not a lot. Next, you want to prepare your baking pan with a sheet of parchment paper. This needs to be parchment paper and not wax paper. And then turn your oven to 465. All right, so in your Vitamix blender goes your quinoa, your water, and I'm using the Vitamix. Of course, you can use whatever blender you have. And then your spices, seasoning, a little bit of agave, that's about it, and blend. The batter is a little bit runny. It is very liquidy, so I want to have it a little bit thicker. So I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of dried quinoa to this mix because, again, my quinoa was already soaked. So this quinoa that I'm adding is not soaked. So hopefully this will thicken it up. Maybe a little bit more, like 1/4 cup. A little bit more. I just tasted it and I want to add some more salt, so this is like 1/2 teaspoon or something. It's still a little bit runny, but it's thicker, so I am going to work with this. Alright, let's see. It's still a little bit runny, but I'm going to see what this does, and then if I need to, I will thicken up my next batch. But I'm just going to try to spread it out a little bit, even though I like this thickness, because I'm assuming it's going to rise, but this is my first time trying it, so we are finding out together. Nigella. The good thing is that because this is so liquidy, it's really gonna hold the seeds well, so the seeds probably won't be coming off the bread once it is baked. So we have sesame seeds and black seeds, and then just for a little flair, I'm gonna add some, come on, thyme to the top. So this is the first trial. I'm gonna put it in the oven for 15 minutes. Ooh, it's already cooking. So this is after 15 minutes. It's my bad. I didn't look at the recipe right. It's supposed to be for 25, not for 65 for the oven. So at this point, you're supposed to flip it, but I don't know if mine really needs to be flipped. Probably is already done, but it looks good. Yeah, so this is the bottom side after 15 minutes. It's definitely not needing to be flipped, and it feels good. I like it. It's a good thick enough texture and consistency. So I'm gonna let this chill, and then I'm gonna do the other one, but I'm gonna change it to, I have to turn it off first, and then I'm gonna put it on 425, and then I'm gonna make the other one. So for the other one, I added 2 things. Can't believe I forgot onion powder the first time, but I added a teaspoon of onion powder, and then I added like a half teaspoon of kelp granules, just to give me some of that iodine and all the benefits of kelp. So I'm not gonna thicken up my batter. I'm just gonna do another round with this batter that's already made, and I'm gonna put it on 425 so that I can see how it cooks differently. Oh, and I cut up a little bit of onions, so I'm gonna add these to this next piece of bread to see how that goes. Okay, we're gonna get it right this time. 425 in the oven. But this time I added onions on the top, as well as red pepper flakes, cayenne pepper, and a little bit of dulse flakes. And of course I still put the sesame seeds and the black cumin seeds. So this is about to be lit. Okay, this is the second one after 15 minutes. It is already dark on the other side. So I think that because I had a thinner batch, then mine is just cooking quicker. The recipe that I saw, it said to flip after 15 minutes, but this doesn't really need to be flipped. I think I'm just gonna put it back in for about 2 more minutes. It's a little stuck to the bottom, so I'm gonna figure that out. But I think I'm just gonna put it back in like this for about 2 more minutes, and it's gonna be done. I also created a little small one with my leftover, I guess you can call it dough, and I'm gonna make a pizza or something for myself tonight. Okay, my flatbread was a success. Let's do the final taste. I have the first one here that just has the regular seasoning and some seeds on top, and then This one I haven't cut yet. It has the onions and a little bit more seasoning with the red pepper, so it'll be a little bit more spicy. I did drizzle it with olive oil after it came out of the oven. I also made this little flatbread pizza. It has some mushrooms, onions, bell peppers, and watercress, and then I put some little avocado on the side. My avocado is turning brown because it's ready to be eaten, but it's gonna be good either way. And so I used the leftover dough from the flatbread to make a little pizza, a little personal pizza. Okay, so I will do the final taste. I have the flatbread here, and then I have my little personal pizza here that I made. And let's see. I'll start with the flatbread. This is the plain one, the one that's less seasoned. And it's good, it's chewy, and I like it. It's pretty basic though, which is fine because it's just a bread, and my intention is to use this with other things, like I said, guacamole and hummus and whatever else I want. If I put less seasoning in it, I can use it for sweet things, like if I wanted to make a cinnamon bread with agave nectar or coconut nectar and then put maybe some bananas on top or something, then I could not use the herbs and stuff. But this is the more seasoned one. It's got the onions on top plus the onion powder, all the other seasoning, and then the red pepper flakes. So let's see. This one is really good, more savory. Again, it's a base, so this is gonna make a great base for pizza crust like I made here. This would be a great frittata bread. And you can use it again for dips, hummus, whatever. But this one is really good. They're both good. The first one's just a little bit more basic. And then now for my pizza. I need to adjust my avocado. Okay, so the avo is on here. This makes a very, very good pizza crust. So if anything, I will definitely be using this for pizza crust, but I'm definitely gonna use it for a lot of things. So I'm excited about this recipe. I want to thank Sebi Vegan on YouTube for the base of this recipe, because it's crazy how simple it is and how well it works for a flatbread. And it just goes to show how blinded we are by the media. You wouldn't think it's so easy to make such a filling and healthy and wholesome flatbread, because anytime you go to the store and you pick up a bread, it's gonna have so many ingredients. So that makes you think that you can't make something so simple and so easy and it actually work as a functional bread. And I hope that you all really try this and enjoy it as part of your alkaline vegan diet. As far as the recipe goes, I was just doing trial and error today, so you watched me kind of figure the recipe out. I soaked my quinoa first. Sebi Vegan did not soak hers. So if you want to make the recipe more functional for you, you can just use dry quinoa, and you use 1 cup and then 1 cup of water, and then you add whatever seasoning you like. And I'm sure this freezes well, so that's another plus. You can make a big batch and then you can freeze some and just use it as you go, because simplicity is key in life, right? So I hope you enjoy this. And until next time, thank you for watching. Please like this video, comment, and subscribe so I can make more videos like this. And also, if you have certain vegan foods or alkaline vegan foods that you want to know how to make, please request a video from me. Remember, being vegan and even alkaline vegan isn't as hard as they make it look and or seem. You can do this if you want to. Many blessings.